Hi team, now that we have finished drafting our stories, we are now on to one of the final stages, which is to edit and improve our work. So you will need all your drafting with you today so that we can have a look through. As well, yesterday I asked you to try and get some coloured pens or pencils, so if you could get those as well, that'd be brilliant. So what we're going to do today is, just like we would in class, we always use the editing stations. So I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to give you time after I've explained each station to pause the video and to find examples in your work and edit and improve where needed. So the first station we're going to look at is the grammar station. So what you will need is a green pen or pencil. If you can't find a green pen or pencil, just a pencil and ruler or something to underline will work as well. But we are going to use green pen or pencil to underline examples of grammar and up-level where we need to go. The things we should be looking at when we are looking at grammar are the following. I want you to look through your work and I want you to find any examples of where you have used any of the following homophones, such as your, meaning you are, your, when we're talking about a possession, we're, which is the contraction for we are, where, which is about a place, were, which tells us something's happened in the past, their, the contraction for they are, there, with an I, which talks about a possession, and there, THERE, for a position, which, like a wicked witch, which when it's a choice, WHICH, here, like a place, HERE, here, like a sound, including the words ear, HERAR, our, it's a position for a group, and are, when something is something else. So go through and see if you can find any homophones. In addition, I want you to go through and find some examples of was and were. So usually we use was after a singular subject. So for I, he, she, it. For plural, more than one subject, we use were. We were, you were, they were. Now, the exception to the rule you should find is when you're using the subjunctive form. You might say, if I were. That is correct. It should not be if I was. So I'll also want you to find the example of the subjunctive form. Now, contractions and apostrophes. You should be using apostrophes where you've got a contraction, like in don't, there's, could have, I've, it's, but only when it stands for it is, not when it's a possessive. Should have, there's other examples as well. An apostrophe for possession, not in its though. So go through, remember that apostrophes are not for plurals. So go through and look for them. We're going to look at tense, so to show that the story happened in the past tense or present tense. Find words that end in ed and ing. And finally, examples of a or an. And there's some clues there. Remember, a always comes before a consonant sound, and an comes before a vowel sound. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to pause the video and using this slide, using this screen, go through and find some examples of grammar, as many as you can. Take about 10 minutes to do this. Now, when you're doing this, I also want you to think about if you've done it correctly and make any changes you need. So pause the video now and have a look for some examples of grammar. Okay, next one we're going to look at is full stops and capital letters. So you're going to need a red pen or pencil. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go through and I want you to highlight any of the following full stop warning words, so such as names, he or she, they, it, the, I, us, we, usually pronouns. Now, it doesn't always mean that you need a full stop before it. However, often they give us a warning when we'll need one. So you need to work out, does it make sense as a sentence by itself? If it does, it should have a full stop before it. Now, remember with capital letters as well, you also need them for the beginning of a sentence, places, names and dates, and the personal pronoun I, as well as in I'm and I'll. So pause the video now, go through and find examples of those warning words in your writing and check if you've got any missing full stops. Okay. We're now going to go onto the commas section. So you'll need an orange pencil or pen. So in this section, I want you to go through and I want you to circle any commas. I want you to think about, why have you used it? Have you used it because it's in a list? Have you used it to separate a subordinating clause? Have you used it after a fronted adverbial? Have you used it for a relative clause? Remember, commas also go in before speech when the person's name comes first. So what I want you to do is go through, you're going to pause the video and find examples of commas and circle them. Then what you need to do following that is I want you to go back through all of your writing and see if you think, based on what you've highlighted already, are there any other examples of commas that you should have used? So pause the video now and do your commas work. Sorry. Next one we're going to go on to is the vocabulary station. Now you will need a blue pen or pencil, and also on your portfolio I have added a link to a digital and online thesaurus. If you have an actual thesaurus in your house, that's even better, but the online one will do. So what you need to do here is I want you to go through your work and underline 5 words minimum. You can do more if you want. 5 words that you think you could up level. So once you have done that, what I want you to do is then use the thesaurus, either an online or a real one, to up level them. So pause the video now and do your up leveling work. And we're coming on to our final station, which is the spelling station. So you're going to need a yellow pen or pencil, or highlighter even. Now, just like in the last station, I've also put on an online dictionary for you. Now, what you need to do is you need to underline a minimum of 5 words that you want to check the spelling of. Then you're going to use a dictionary to check the spelling of them. Okay, so in this section, you should be doing it like this. Now, pause the video and do your spelling editing. Okay, everybody, now we've done that, what I want you to do is take a photo of your edited work. Now, hopefully, it's going to be looking nice and colourful. If not, I should definitely see things underlined, crossed out and edited. Okay, it should be a messy piece of work because we're going to tighten it up and clean it up in tomorrow's session. So you've done your editing and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye everyone.